Hello everyone, Andrea here. So today we're going to do, I'm going to do working on the hips, the legs, the ankles and the feet. So I'm going to be doing some stretching and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of massage on that. If at any time, as always, if it feels uncomfortable, you can just go back to this. I'll be showing you simpler moves, so go back to the simpler moves or just sitting in correct posture. So I'll just show you how to do that in a second. I'm going to be doing some breathing techniques just to begin with as well, because I just think at the moment we probably need to strengthen our lungs, make them nice and fit and strong. I'll be doing a separate video, a short video on breathing techniques later on, but I'll just, in every session I'll do a little bit of breathing with you to begin with, because it's good for strengthening our lungs and also for helping us to relax. So first of all, we'll start sitting in correct posture. So if we sit with our feet hip width apart, flat on the floor, hands on the thighs, then we're going to roll our shoulders round and back just slightly, pulling our tummy in, remembering that cord from last time, holding our tummy in, pulling our tummy in to stretch our backbone, and then just imagining that piece of string from the tops of our heads attaching to the ceiling. Okay, so we're just going to start with some breathing techniques to begin with. So first of all, making sure you're feeling comfortable but sitting up straight, hand just underneath your diaphragm. This is where our tummy is, it's quite high up, it's here. And we're going to breathe in and we're going to make our tummy expand, and then we're going to breathe out. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and then out through our mouth. Okay, so we'll just do this one to begin with. So just nice and easy, breathing in through our noses. Our tummy will expand. We're just going to hold that breath and then we're going to slowly breathe out through our mouths. And then breathing in again through our nose. Tummy will expand. We can close our eyes. This is a nice relaxing breathing technique. And then we're going to breathe out really slowly through our mouths. One last time, breathing in. And then out. Now we're going to take the breath up to our ribs. So just hands on our ribs, and our ribs are going to expand with the breath and then go back in when we breathe out. So we're going to breathe in, filling our lungs, feeling our ribs coming out. Hold that breath and then through our mouths. Nice and slowly. And one more time, breathing in. Feeling those ribs expand, hold that breath and then breathing out through our mouths. Good. Okay, just shake our hands down. And this last time, we're just going to have our hand in front of our face, just like we're going to huff. So the breath out is going to be a huff, just like we're blowing on a mirror, to clean it, you know, like that. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, hands on our tummies, nice and full, and then we're going to huff, and that just helps clear the lungs. So we'll try that one more time, breathing in, till the lungs feel nice and full, and then we're going to breathing out. Okay, so that's our breathing for today. So let's move on to warming up our legs. So I'm just going to sit forward. I'm going to be moving forward and back in my chair a little bit just to get some movement, but make sure your feet are always flat on the floor and you feel nice and secure. Make sure you've washed your hands before we start as well, and also you're wearing loose fitting clothing. Okay, so we're just going to start just by warming up the legs. We're just going to start by tapping the tops of our legs down to our knees, and then the inside of our thigh down to the knee, and then the outside of the thigh down to the knee, over the knee, because it's bony, we don't want to hit that, and we're going to tap our shins and tap our calves, warming them all up. And we're going to stamp our feet, get the circulation going. Good. And then we're going to tap the tops of our other thigh, all the way down to the knee, inside of the thigh down to the knee, and then the outside of the thigh down to the knee, over the knee and onto the shin, onto the calves, warm them all up, and then we're going to give them a stamp again. Now I'm just going to sit forward a bit more, and we're going to wobble our thighs, just loosens off all the muscles before we go into the stretches. So we're going to wobble from the tops of our thighs all the way down to our knee, and then onto our shins and onto our calves. These can be a bit stiff. Let's give them a good old wobble. All the way up to the top again, and then stamp our feet. It's nice and loose, and then we're just going to wobble the other thigh down to the knee. Give it a good old wobble. Just makes helps the muscles just to relax. Lovely, give it a stamp again. Right, now we're going to loosen off the hips. So we did this one last time. We do this in the day centre quite a lot. So feet flat on the floor. We're just going to go into a big circle. So we're going to go round over our knees all the way forwards. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. So you're nice and stable. We're going to go around. We're going to go around 4 times one way and then 4 times the other way. And one last time. All the way around and then all the way back, and then we're going to go around the other way. Just loosening everything off. That's great. So 2 more. Good. And upright. Okay, give it a bit of a wiggle so it's nice and sturdy in our chairs. Now we're going to, there's 2 different stages to this. I'm going to show you the simpler stage, which is just stepping our foot out. So we're just opening up the inside of the hip here and then into the middle and then opening up and then into the middle. And one last time, opening up and then into the middle. And if you feel a bit stronger, I'm going to get you to just hold underneath your thigh here and we're going to rotate the hip out. So nice opening movement. This just loosens up all the hips and the inside of the thigh, the adductor muscles here can get quite tight. So I'm going to loosen those all off. Okay. One more time and then back to the middle again. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the other leg now. So we're going to, just to begin the beginning stage, stepping out and in and out. And in, and one last time, out and in. And if that feels strong enough, just stick with that move. You can just keep doing that or go back to the seated position, remembering the cord at the top of your head. So we're just going to loosen off this leg now. Around we go. Loosening off that other hip. So just big circle. It's quite a strange move. It can feel quite awkward. Remembering to sit up nice and straight as well. Tendency is to lean over, to slump over. So thinking about that posture all the way around. Okay, lovely, okay. Now, we're going to take the hip into another stretch. So we're going to slide the hand down, hands clasped over the knee, and then we're just going to lift the shin. And if that feels comfortable, like that, just stay like that. And a little bit of a stretch into the hip. If you feel more flexible, you can try and put your foot on the chair, okay, and stay like that. If you want to take it further, we're just going to lean forward into that stretch. That's quite a strong stretch, and you feel that all the way deep into the hip there. We'll just sit there for a minute. Okay, and sit back. Feet down, stamp the feet again, get the circulation going. Now, if it feels comfortable, actually we'll just do the beginning move first. We can just go cross over, just like crossing your legs, and sit up nice and straight, tummy in. And we're just going to lean forwards and you'll feel a stretch. The inside of the thigh and on the hip there. And just sit there for a minute. And if that feels strong enough, you can just sit with like that. It's good for the lower back, just leaning forward, holding the tummy in. Okay. And there's 2 more stages to this. So if it feels strong enough, it feels comfortable, foot goes over. The ankle just rests just above the knee on the thigh. You'll feel a stretch all the way down the inside of the thigh here. You can sit up straight, okay? And that's quite a strong stretch in itself. If you want to take it further, you can just lean just gently on the inside of the knee with that arm. So just leaning and breathing in and breathing out. And the breathing out just helps the muscles just to relax. You can probably find if you breathe in and then out again, you can take the stretch a little bit further. Okay, so that's a nice strong stretch. And there's one more move to this, which is only if you feel comfortable. If it feels pinchy or sharp at all, just pull back, just sit up, put the leg, just cross your legs, wherever it feels comfortable. So you just your arm straight down, pulling on that knee, hand on the ankle, leaning forwards, and then we're just going to look up and look at our palms. Make sure the other foot's flat on the floor, And we're just going to breathe in and out into that stretch, and just hold that for a second. Breathing in and out. Okay, good. So now we're just going to do exactly the same on the other foot. Snap your feet again, get the circulation going. So we're just going to start by running the hand down over the knee and then lifting the shin and staying like that, if that feels strong enough. If you can take it further, just pop it onto the chair, sitting up nice and tall. Taking it further, just one more, just leaning forwards into the stretch. Okay, and feel it nice and deeply into the hips there. Okay, lovely. Step our feet, and then we're going to go into the first stage of stretching the inside of the hip here. So crossing the legs, tummy in, and then just leaning forwards. And just stay there for a second. Okay. And if it feels strong enough, never strain with these. If it feels pinchy at all, just pull back. So ankle on the thigh, and then you'll feel a stretch on the inside of the thigh. And then if you want to take it further, just lean and breathing in and out into that stretch. You're just adding a little bit more pull on that knee. And breathing in and out. Okay, I'm just going to take it, just if you feel strong and secure, we're just going to take it to the final stage. So arm flat across the top of the leg, breathing in, breathing out, and then looking up to that hand. And that's a really, really strong stretch for the hip. Breathing in and out. Okay. Just sit back. Right, so now we're going to move into the loosening off the ankles. So you can either just heel and toe on the floor with your ankles, heel and toe, heel and toe. Carry on doing that, and then into just circular movements for the ankles. Around we go. I've got very clicky ankles, sorry for everything clicking away. And then we're going to go around the other way. So if that feels comfortable, just doing it like that with the other foot flat on the floor, carry on doing that. So heel and toe, heel and toe, heel and toe, heel and toe, and then circular movements around one way and then round the other way. And if you feel stronger, we're just going to run our hands down our shin like we did earlier, picking it up, and we're just going to do those moves in a seated position. So tummy in, shoulders round and back, heel and toe with your foot up in the air. It's just a stronger stretch, and just circles around one way and then round the other way. Okay, so we just do with the other foot. Beginning moves, heel and toe. Sometimes our feet and ankles can feel really quite tight. Left one certainly does today. Heel and toe, and then big circles. Around we go. Lovely. And then round the other way. Sorry, clicky ankles. Around we go. Okay, pop that down. Now we'll do this slightly more advanced stretch. So running the hand down onto the shin and then just lifting the shin. And then we're going to flex and point. Flex and point. Point and flex. Nice and strong. Shoulders back, tummy in, head up nice and straight. And then round we go. And around the other way. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we're going to go into just beginning of the massaging our feet. We're just going to, just with our ball of our foot flat on the floor, we're just going to rotate, lifting our heel up and going round in a circle. Just like grinding something into the ground with our ball of our foot. So we're going to go around one way. And then round the other way. Okay, we'll do that with the left foot. Round one way. This is just beginning to strengthen the arches of our feet. They can get really quite tight. And then round the other way. Okay. Lovely, okay. Now we're going to do a slow raise with our heel, and this strengthens the arch. So very slowly, just raise the arch of your foot up till you're resting on the ball of your foot, and then very slowly bringing that arch back down. And then up. Hold that, and then back down again. I might try that with the other foot. So we're just going to raise the foot up. See you're standing on sort of tippy toes with the ball of your foot, and then very slowly rolling that down. And then up. Hold that for a second, and then down. Okay, good. Now I'm going to show you some massage moves you can do with your feet. So if it feels comfortable, rest your foot up on the chair. We're just going to bring our palms together. Grab our feet, so fingers underneath the foot, ball of the foot, and just with the tops of our hands, we're just going to spread our palms across the top of our foot, just like we're breaking bread. It's a really nice move to do for the feet, because your feet can get really quite tired and tight, because we're on our feet all day long, aren't we? It's really nice just to loosen them off. So we're just spreading the palms of our hands out from the top of our foot all the way around. Over the top, lovely. Fingers underneath the ball of our foot. Okay. Now, if you, with your thumbs, if you run your hand up and down your foot, you can feel like ridges in your foot, and that's your toes. Your toes go all the way up to here. These are called your metatarsals. They're sort of like in 3 different sections. So you've got your metatarsals, tarsals at the end, and then phalanges. So that's your toes. So we're just going to run our thumbs down the ridges. Okay, feels really nice. And we're just going to spread again, just like we're breaking the bread. And we're going to wiggle our toes, give them a nice squeeze, so they feel really nice. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And spreading out again. And then I'll move around so you can see a bit more. I'll put it on my thigh. So we're just going to do this with our thumbs, just going to rotate across the ball of our foot. You've got long ligament here, which can get really quite tight, so it's really nice just to sort of give that a bit of a rub, whatever feels good. Okay, rub, 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 and then just smoothing it out again. So if it doesn't feel comfortable having your foot up on the chair to do the massage, then you can use a ball. Now this is a reflexology ball. It's got lots of spikes on it, and it's really good for working on all the points, the pressure points on our foot. But any ball will do. And you just roll your foot round and round, up and down, whatever feels comfortable with the ball on the floor. That's a really nice way just to massage your foot, loosen off any tension here in the foot. Okay. Or if that doesn't feel comfortable, if you haven't got a ball, you can just keep doing the raising up onto the ball of your foot and then lowering. I'll just show you from the side. So raising up and then lowering down nice and slowly all the way up and down. Or just doing circles with your ankles and then pointing and flexing the foot. So whatever feels comfortable for you. Obviously work on the other side as well. Now to finish, we're just going to finish off with a stretch we do at the day centre. This is your favourite for some of you, isn't it? So we're just going to sit up nice and straight, shoulders back, and then we're just going to start running our hands down our thighs to our knees, And if that feels comfortable just like that, we can just sit like that. That's good for your lower back. If you want to take it further, we're just going to run our hands down to our shins. And for some people, that's enough of a stretch. Okay, so just take it to there. And if you can go any further, just going to run our hands down to our feet. And if we can, we're just going to hang underneath the chair, looking underneath the chair. And this stretch is really good for all of our back, our lower back particularly. Just stretches out the whole the pelvis, all your hips. And just hang there for a minute. And then we're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, we're just going to slowly roll our hands all the way up, our shins up onto our knees, onto our thighs. That's great. And we're just going to wiggle, make sure that we're nice and steady in our seats again. And I'll do one last stretch to finish, which is a breathing in. We've done this one before, breathing in and pointing our palms up to the ceiling, pushing up to the ceiling, breathing in and then breathing out all the way down. Give your hands a shake, your feet a stamp. Well done, brilliant. Okay, so that was working on the hips, the legs, the ankles and the feet today. Okay, so next week I'll be working on the shoulders, the arms, the wrists and the hands, doing some stretching and doing some massage there as well. Well done everyone, brilliant. Okay, so take care, see you next week and bye for now.